Hello guys, this is the first ever audio recorded video dev blog for Frontier. I'm going to talk over some of the new features which I've added to the game recently, namely the crafting system has had quite an overhaul. There's a dialogue system now which links in closely with the new quest system. I've made improvements to the combat system and also the building system. So changing the camera there. Everything you're seeing in the video is obviously still under development, and there will be bugs. I'm just going to say that right away. There are bugs to be squashed, which I'm working on. I'm going to start. I'll just start from the start. I'll start with the craft system. So what I've added over here is these two forges here. These work, as well as the crafting table that obviously works. I need to add a tooltip for forges. Actually, the crafting table has one. So with forges, I can now craft things like these pickaxe blades here and the axe blades. You can't craft swords in there yet, and nails. Nails basically are used to make buildings now instead of just raw metal, which was a little bit strange. So yeah, I'll show you. If I try to switch the fire on with no fuel, you get the no fuel warning. If I drop some wood in there and switch it on, it starts burning, but I'm not creating any output yet because I don't have any input, any raw material. As soon as I drop some metal in there, you'll see the forge starts making nails. Each forge has its own. This is only one UI. There is only ever one UI, which always exists right from the start of the game. As soon as you click start game, this UI is created. It's just hidden. And basically, every time you open a forge, it will populate the menu based on what is in the blueprint for the forge. So it's just, I think it's usually just a good idea to keep the UI separate from your blueprints in the scene. So you can see now that's creating nails, which I can take back into my inventory and I'll keep producing them. So I'll get some I've made earlier, some pickaxe blades here and some axe blades. You can craft these at the forges as well. You just select it. That's a bug. I told you there would be bugs. So I can select like axe blade or pickaxe blade and then craft them the same way. That does work. I'm not going to show you to save time, but I promise you it does work. So if I cut down a tree to get some wood. Animations don't play for crafting at the minute, for resource gathering right now because of the changes I've made to the combat system, but there will be. I'm trying not to create too many animations at the minute because the player character mesh is obviously just a placeholder, so I don't want to create too many animations. Well, I'll just have to redo them anyway. So like now I've got some wood and I've got the axe blades and pickaxe blades. I can come here and I can I'll create a pickaxe and an axe. Now the crafting ingredients are sourced from a data table which I can set up. I am just finding it on the other screen now. Resources, data table, structure types. Whereabouts is it? Yeah, so I'll just drag it to the other screen. So this data table here, you can see there's a column in it with the crafting cost, and basically all items in the game, when they are first created, pull what they need from this data table. So that if I want to change, say, the damage of a pickaxe or a sword, I can just do it from here and the range as well. Yeah, I think it's data. It took us a long time to switch over all the data to use data tables, all the blueprints and that kind of thing, but it's making it so much easier to add new items. Like before, it would take us maybe a couple of hours to add a new item to the game, whereas now I can do it in probably about a minute. I mean, apart from creating the icons, which some of them are still not created yet. Yeah, so that doesn't work at the minute. Eventually, items like these forges here are going to be created at a crafting table, not built from the build menu. So that is why that's there, but it doesn't currently work at the minute. See, this is still creating these. I don't know why that only pulled one. That there's another bug, but usually that works. That's very strange. Bug hunting all the time. What else have we got? Dialogue system. Right, so dialogue systems work via data tables as well. This is the Kibajo guy, the fisherman guy. He's got the most in-depth dialogue system at the minute. Basically, each NPC can have their own conversation tree. So this is the one for the blacksmith guy, who was who's this guy here. So it always starts with number like 1. It pulls the first line from the and then you can have different choices, whether that choice opens the store for the NPC, if it's got a quest ID related to it, and if it's like the end of the conversation tree, which means that it closes the conversation. So for example, if I come to talk to the blacksmith, he'll pull the first line saying you want something in this case, and then I can say like either goodbye or what are you selling. Like this guy has a shop as well, so I can sell things to him, but I'll go into more in depth about this later on. So if I come over to the fisherman and I speak to this guy, so I think I've already showed this in a previous dev blog, but I'll show it a bit more in depth now because it didn't really actually work back then, whereas now it does. So if I would just say hello, pleased to meet you. Nice, thank you. And then talk to him again. This guy has a quest, so I can get a quest from this guy. Let's see if I'll just go through this again. So I can show you the quest system at the same time. If I open my quest log, you see I've got 0 quests. So I'm going to get a quest from this guy now. So if I click this one, and then if I ask him if there's anything else he needs, then he'll ask us if I want to test the quest system. I say yeah, okay, I guess I'll do it. So you say I get a new quest, poultry cool. If I try to talk to him now, you can see it's in my quest log now. See, I've got killed 2 chickens here, 0 out of 2. So if I talk to this guy now and try to tell him that I've finished the quest, like lie to him, he'll check to see if I've actually done it. He'll check the quest manager, which is this blueprint here. See that I haven't actually killed the 2 chickens, but you see, chickens are these little yellow things, by the way. I'll just grab a sword. And I can show you some of the combat upgrades as well. So I can lock onto enemies now. It's not perfect yet. It works pretty well. I need to change it so that it works on like a threat level, I think. Because obviously if I'm here and I click, I always wanted to lock onto the zombies because they're going to be higher threat than these chickens. So I've added a roll, so you can roll. But obviously, I know the animations aren't great, but that's because I'm going to be changing the player character. So I don't want to spend too much time. I can attack. The combat system's changed now because it's based on before it was a direct 1-to-1 thing. So like, if I clicked on an enemy, I would deal damage to that enemy directly. Whereas now, this sword has like every item in the game has a collision volume on it. And when that overlaps with, say, like this chicken, then it'll do damage to it. And that means if there's 2 enemies next to each other, I would hit them both, which I think is a lot better way of doing the combat. But it can only ever hit sorry, it can only ever hit one enemy. It can only hit an enemy once during a swing before it resets. So that's why, yeah, the quest is now finished. I've killed the 2 chickens. So if I go back to this guy, I can see yes I did, and he gives us a reward. That was just some debug text there telling us that things have been added to my inventory. So he's given me some rewards. He's given us I can't remember what he gives you for doing this. I think he gives you like an axe and a torch. If I start talking to him again now, it resets. This guy's got a shop as well. So I can click show me what you've got and it'll open up his store, show me what you've got. should I edit that out? Currently NPCs shops are set via data table as well. So this is his shop, and it'll tell you what he sells, how many he has to sell, how much he charges, and how much he buys items for. And I can set this for any NPC separately, so that the blacksmith could have different prices. So if I want to say sell 300 wood, currency is now in the game as well. I forgot to mention that. So here you can see that this wood apparently is worth 990 gold, or whatever this currency ends up being called. If I sell, it increases my gold count. You can buy things from this guy as well. So and if you buy something which has more than one available, then you get this thing which you can do that with. Yeah, so that's the shop system. I just roll because it's faster than walking. Let's see if I talk to this guy. He's got like a different store. I know he's got a lot of the same items, but that's actually a different store. So I'm going to buy a bunch of nails from this guy because I'm going to need them for the next part. And I'll buy... In fact, no, I'll tell you what, I'll just get some wood. Resource gathering section. Tree physics aren't brilliant yet, but they will be. So the building system's changed quite a bit as well. Now if I press E on the keyboard, you see the camera comes up like this, and it shows my inventory. And now I can start building, make my house or whatever you want to call it. So I'll just really quickly build one here. Doorway. No wall. Not a window instead, actually. Let's put a roof on. Need some cloth. There's a cloth plant right here. Quite luckily. Yes, again, he's not playing any animations yet because of the changes I've made to the combat system. The animations will be added back in for resource gathering eventually when I get around to it. So I'll put a roof on this thing. You can't rotate roofs yet. That is a thing which I need to add in. You see, if I zoom the camera in now, it makes the roof disappear. Put a bed in there. I need more metal for a forge. A forge is just this thing over here, basically. I can't afford anything. Put a campfire in there. You can. I'm not sure why it's not letting us build it. Oh, there. That was weird. Yep. So and now when I go inside, I've stopped. Like, I know that looks horrible at the minute, but now if I go inside, obviously the roof doesn't disappear. I can still build things from my own craft table now. So yeah, I mean that's the changes I've made so far. There's still a lot of bugs, I get that, but I'm working on adding new features and killing the bugs which are in here. Yeah, so thanks for watching.